Alright, day 87. Day 87 of 100 days of making webcomics. Yeah, this is the actual end of chapter 5 here that I'm working on today. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. There was a thought of just to make like art assets for the comic to just, I don't know, draw some pictures and paint them tomorrow, so I didn't have to worry about actually showing the storyboard and stuff like that for chapter 6. That way y'all could just see what I'm working on rather than going through me like thumbnailing and all that other nonsense. And I kind of do need assets, so I don't know if I want to do that or actually show the thumbnails and kind of talk my way through it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You guys will know when you see the videos tomorrow, whatever I decided on. Which I also kind of need to work on the script. Because I just realized when I looked at it not too long ago, I never finished the script for chapter 6. I just know how the comic's gonna end. Like in my mind, I know the ending of the comic, but I never actually mapped it out. So yeah, I got a lot to do tomorrow, but we'll worry about that then. See what we got today. As I block in colors for Val. Also, I just made up a makeshift room for him to be in this panel, because I had an idea of what I wanted in this page, and I already had it thumbnailed out, but the room that this is specifically taking place in, I don't know what or where it is other than just a room inside of the tour bus. So yeah, I had to sort of ad-lib on this one. This was one of the few environments that I didn't have planned in this comic, just because it wasn't really necessary in my mind to the story. Like, I didn't even know I would need this as a thing, and I can't really use any of the other places in the, or at least the known places inside of the tour bus for this particular scene. So sort of a spontaneous page in that sense. The first panel was pretty straightforward. Like I said, just needed a gradient to show the darkness in the background, and then sort of do the shading for Val here. So going ahead and working on that. Like I said, that panel's already done. Wasn't much there, just need the shade of his face. Everything else is pretty much text for that panel. And then on this one, it's a bit more complicated. Nothing crazy, but just a lot more work that needed to go into this one. So to start off with, I just did the easy part first and just shaded in Val the way that I needed to. So getting all the details in on him. Nice shading in. Needed to redo his hand because his hand looked crazy, at least the right one did. Yeah, add little light details there. Was able to get away with murder with those hands too, just because of the distance they are. Alright, shade his feet, and now the odd part. So let's see what they'll do first. I think I lightened up an area of the floor where he was standing at. Also give slight explanation for the highlights in this scene, considering how dark the room is. And add the shadow onto the floor there. Then because so much of, not just this tour bus and all the rooms in it, but just this comic in general, just a bunch of neon lights everywhere. I've talked about it for at least a couple years on this channel. I don't know why. A big thing with a lot of my artwork has become stars, dragons, and like neon lights. Just because for the nature of this comic, I didn't need nor should I have had a lot of dragons. Well, to an extent, there's still a couple in here, but and I could have honestly just made some up for no reason, but there's not a lot of dragons in this comic. But there are neon lights all over the place. There's a lot more coming in chapter 6, but even unnecessary neon lights. But I just like them, so I just stick them in places for no reason. And here's another one, just for absolutely no reason. There's just one in the middle of the room in this scene, just because I want it there. It's also not important. There was really no reason for me to do that. Okay, so here I get rid of the color palette because it's not needed for the rest of this painting. And this right here was the early environment of Mars. This was, I can't even say, I'd spoil it if I say what it was, but this is a environment that was used back in chapter 2, I believe, last, and it's now becoming of some importance for the final chapter of the comic. So I almost needed to show Val sort of looking at this on some type of makeshift screen. I also need to make changes of the picture as well, because these two empty places on the sides here, there is like this pink gook or liquid that's coming from it. I had to get rid of that because that would have been a bit of a spoiler as well. Can't really show that to anyone who hasn't read my comic yet. If you have, you could probably think back and piece together what's coming there, but there's a couple loose ends that I need to tie in chapter 6 that may have intentionally have been forgotten about by the reader. I kind of didn't want to keep it in the forefront of everyone's mind reading the comic for a reason. And then there's a lot going on in this environment too. I'm not going to say too much, but in any event, need to put this in here, sort of block out Wow. I really need to practice layer mask too. I know it will make a lot of this type of stuff easier, but I'm just lazy, being honest. But so then I just randomly started erasing places in the picture just to make it kind of look like he's looking at some type of projection or screen here. And I was gonna add an effect to make it look like he was looking at a screen that was around the wall, but then I just thought, oh, I can just use the layer effect and it'll just look like it's popping out the wall, so I did that instead. Just a matter of finding the right one. And a little happy accident was it kind of created a weird effect around Val too. Sort of looks like he's glowing off of the screen, or the screen sort of, along with the highlights, is bouncing off of him. That wasn't intentional, but I like the way it looks, so I'm leaving it in. So yeah, that right there is pretty much the picture. I don't think I added anything else after this. And I wouldn't know anyways, because for whatever reason, there's nothing else to this video. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So, yes, gotta add the final text into this, but that, my friends, is chapter 5. I cannot believe I got this entire. This was a long chapter. This was literally, this is page 69. Haha. I'm sorry, I'm not a pervert. Anyways, this is like, I'm just a shade away from 70 pages. Like 1 page away from 70 pages. This was such a long chapter. And I still got the entire thing finished in this challenge. And I still gotta start working on chapter 6. Like, it is incredible to me that I can't remember if I've gotten just chapters done any quicker. I started chapter 4 in what I want to say April of this year. No, I think I technically started in February, but there was a long gap of time where I didn't work on it. I only had like a couple pages done in the beginning, and then I started like reformatting for Webtoon, so I didn't really have anything for chapter 4 until like April or May. And then I worked through chapter 4 and was finished in the early part of this challenge, like early July. And the rest of this challenge has been chapter 5. And now I'm starting on the final chapter. Like, it's seriously possible I could have gotten like the last 3.5 chapters all done of this comic in 2021 without feeling overwhelmed or rushed or panicking or any of this stuff. Like, man, this is incredible. I hope to God I can work at a clip like this on my next comic, which I don't know, there's a part of me when I work on my next comic that wants to try this challenge again just to see how it would do, but I'm not gonna get that far into the future just yet, because like I said, I still got a ways away before my comic would even be seen by anybody, and I haven't started on it, so just gonna take it easy for right now as far as that's concerned. But with Infinite Uppercut, like, this challenge has helped out so much in terms of just me sitting down, buckling down, and actually getting to work and getting things done. Like, I've worked on two other webcomics since 2015 was when I started posting webcomics for the first time. What's going on over there? Anyways, it was the first time I started posting comics was in 2015, and it's 2021, and for the first time I'm actually gonna get a comic completed, like an entire series. So these long sort of standing stories that I'll be making, to actually have one completed is a huge milestone for me personally. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the remainder of this comic and whatever I work on next, because I actually feel comfortable enough that I can take my time with everything that I'm working on, and I feel like I can actually get it done. So yeah, it's starting to get pretty exciting for me right now. And I say this now, those days when I'm tired and I barely feel like even picking up pencil to paper, we'll see how I feel then. But like, this is amazing for right now. Like, I don't know. I'm just babbling at this point because I'm excited. But in any event, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell, because YouTube's YouTube. It's not going to let you know otherwise. And you all have a good one. And I'm out.